So today I want to talk about gloves because I think they've been one of the more interesting parts of the CS2 markets recently and one of the most hotly discussed part of the markets recently as well because the prices have been going really insane over the past few months to start 2025, and it's kind of out of nowhere, but it's also kind of been growing for the past year, 18 months or something like that as well. You can see here this tweet from Price Empire. Many CS2 gloves have increased dramatically in price today. This was a couple of days ago, but obviously, like I said, this caps off what has been a really crazy couple of months to start the year for gloves in 2025. So in this video today, we're going to be talking about what's been going on with gloves, what maybe the future has in store, what you should do about this, and if there's maybe, some downsides or some potential pullback, stuff like that going on. But of course, first, just want to mention real quick my cash trading business. If you guys are looking to sell any of your CS2 items, turn them into cold hard cash, crypto, or any other payment method, definitely hit me up over on Twitter. It's going to be the first link in the description below. I like to buy anything and everything for the right price, but of course, we prefer to get those bigger deals done. So if you have any knives, gloves, bulk cases, whole inventories, expensive skins, whatever, and you want to cash them out safely, effectively, efficiently, quickly, don't worry about getting scammed or anything like that. And also, you're helping support me, my channel, my content by selling to me, which I would appreciate a ton. With that being said, let's get right into this video today. So like I said, this tweet from Price Empire from their trending tab, where they show all kinds of craziness. Obviously there's really expensive gloves that are doing insanely well lately, like hedge maze gloves. I know are a really popular topic in the community right now. Hedge maze gloves really seem to be going up in popularity. They really seem to be going up in price. They're just something that people keep getting excited about. But you can see here, they're like $4,000 for battle scarred, and that's up 37% in the past 24 hours. I mean, that doesn't even make sense. Being up 34% in 24 hours, especially for something that expensive, makes absolutely no sense. And moves like that, they're not sustainable, and they are very likely to, if you're having that kind of volatility upwards, you can have that kind of volatility back down. But this is just ridiculous, especially, like I said, for something that expensive. Usually when we see moves that are that volatile, it's going to be for cheaper stuff. It's going to be, now obviously gloves are a kind of a niche part of the market just because glove supplies are so low, because gloves were so kind of unpopular for so long. And obviously there's not very many even cases with gloves in them, or just a high supply of gloves in the first place. So you can get that insane volatility with gloves because, it just takes a couple of sales. Doesn't really even take that much money to move these markets all over the place. But like I said, these prices have been absolutely insane. This is just something we need to take note of. You start seeing, $1,000 items go up 60% in 24 hours, like these specialist gloves, Emerald Web and Well Worn. Something is going on there. Now, what also is interesting is Price Empire then tweeted out this today, March 13th, when I'm actually recording this, a couple days after, those crazy glove days, that for the first time in 18 days, the Counter-Strike markets had actually decreased, which means we were on, a 17-day winning streak in the CS2 markets overall, where things just kept going up and up and up and up and up. So, gloves are going crazy, and you can see gloves are up 60 days, 30 days, 7 days, 24 hours, everything, nothing but green for all the gloves out there. But you also have to keep in mind that that's just everything in Counter-Strike in general. The whole markets were up 17 days in a row. Things are going to be crazy. Prices are going to be pumping. There's going to be prices just going up because we've been seeing a lot of good things going on. We do have increasing player base numbers for now, I guess, 5 months in a row. Peak players at almost 1.8 million, average players over 1 million. That is really great. That means a lot of people are playing the game. That means people are returning back to the game. That means probably money is flowing into the game. And again, this is at a time where we don't even have necessarily any new content or any reason for people to be playing the game or coming back to the game in specific right now, which is obviously a really good sign. But yeah, things are just going up. But what I do think is interesting here, again, gloves all over the place, gloves going crazy, they're going to be up and down, whatever. But still, even with gloves going as crazy as they have, we can see that now in the past 24 hours, some of these gloves are starting to drop, which is, like I said, that's fine. Now, that just makes sense. If something goes up that fast, it's going to be volatile. It's going to be up and down. It's going to be all over the place. You can start to see now, we see, Spearmint down 11% in the past 24 hours, Arid down 8% in the past 24 hours. We have those Emerald Web specialist gloves that we were talking about, how they're up 60% or whatever. Now they're down 27% in the past 24 hours. These things are volatile. But what is still interesting is even as gloves are going up and down and all over the place, and they're seeing these insane growth, we have, like I said, these Emerald Web specialist gloves. These things are up just insane. The graph looks actually really good on them. In the past year, they're up 91%. You have driver gloves, Diamondback field tested. Graph looks really good, up 43% in the past year. Racing green driver gloves. Some of these are super iconic gloves. You have the Hedge Maze and the Pandoras and whatever. But some of these are also just kind of like random gloves, and just all gloves have been doing so good. But what I think is interesting is still you have the glove case as the highest performing. I'm on Price Empire and I'm just searching glove, which is going to give us all the gloves, but it's also going to give us a glove case and a couple other things that contain the word glove. But still, glove case being up 38% in the past 7 days. And if we go to the 30-day as well, we will see obviously still tons of green, tons of gloves still doing very, very well. But you can see right there the glove case sitting at number 6. Now, I know there's a ton of people who are kind of keeping an eye on the glove market, seeing that gloves are going so insane. Obviously, gloves are really, really, really cool. I think gloves were an underrated part of the CS2 market for so long. They were an underrated part of people's loadouts, whatever. But now, kind of in modern day, and especially in like CS2 era, gloves are really, really important and really big. And, it's not just about your skins anymore. It's about your skins and your gloves and your agent and your entire loadout, how it all fits together. So gloves are a really, really cool thing. And people are starting to obviously take more mind and more note of gloves. And that's partly why we're seeing all these crazy price increases, but still you have the glove case outperforming many of these gloves. And that's why as like an investor, I'm not one who is generally going to be investing in gloves or in individual gloves. And if I was looking to try and take advantage of this glove mania and these glove crazy prices and these gloves explosions, I would be leaning more toward that glove case. Now obviously that shouldn't be shocking for somebody like me who primarily invests in cases in the first place, but I just think it's really, really interesting to see that even when gloves are going so crazy, it makes sense. When glove prices go up, obviously the glove case is going to go up, but still, the glove case has been outperforming like pretty much all, even the individual gloves out there, in the last 7 days, last 30 days, whatever, which you might not expect. You might see, there's going to be gloves doing really well. There's going to be gloves doing bad. Glove case should be somewhere in the middle. But like, no, why would you not go with the glove case as your overall glove investment? Because one, I think it's going to be way safer. Obviously, glove case has a diminishing supply. It's being opened. It's being eaten into. Yeah, it's kind of an expensive case, and that does worry me a little bit as well. But it's not like these gloves are cheap either. If you're deciding between investing in the glove case or gloves, so I think that's kind of interesting. And gloves obviously don't necessarily have a diminishing quantity or supply. They're going to continue to be being unboxed. You can argue, and people will always argue that, accounts are going to become inactive or accounts are going to get banned or people are going to lock their stuff up as investments. But glove case actually has a diminishing supply. So that is definitely something that's really, really big and important to me there. But also with the glove case over specific gloves, you don't have to worry about what glove is flavor of the month or what gloves are in style or whatever, or what gloves are popular at the time, or, did a pro player wear my gloves recently? Did a pro player stop wearing my gloves recently? Something like that. If you get the glove case, you kind of get that all encapsulating thing going on there. So glove prices have been going absolutely insane lately, and I'm a little bit excited about this, obviously, because I did actually pick up some glove cases. It's been about 2 weeks ago at this point, and you can argue, hey, I maybe bought the top and I didn't buy it necessarily the best time, and I should have bought glove cases a long time ago or whatever. But as I've continued to see glove prices just going up and up and up and up and up and even crazier, yeah, maybe I'm FOMOing a little bit, but I think I'm FOMOing into something that has very, very solid, very insane fundamentals, and I'd be fine, if the glove case does drop down or whatever. I would just buy more. And I don't want to end up in a like super heavy glove case position or whatever, but again, this glove case is obviously the best way to get, the OG knives, like Pandora's box, these really, really expensive gloves and stuff that everyone's going for. You can get these from the glove case or the Operation Hydra case, and the Operation Hydra case is just, crazy expensive, $25 on Steam. So even though the glove case is expensive, the glove case is actually really cheap looking compared to something like the Operation Hydra case. So, if you are looking to get some of these OG gloves, like the Pandora's box, like, the other stuff that we have in here, which is honestly some really, really cool gloves, some of the best gloves in the game. I like stuff like the Moto Glove Spearmint, Moto Gloves Coolmint. I think those are cool. But yeah, you have, the Hedge Maze, you have the Superconductor, you have the Pandora's box. You're going to have to go to the glove case to get those. So that's actually why I do like the glove case as an overall investment. I think some of the other stuff that gloves obviously have going for them right now is the fact that we haven't gotten any new gloves in CS2. We haven't gotten gloves in a long time, actually. So you have, new players coming to the game, old players coming back to the game, people seeing that gloves are actually pretty cool now, people wanting gloves to be a part of their loadout, people making loadout videos and talking about loadouts on Discord, and like I said, pro players and all this stuff, people buying gloves and the economy and the markets and money going up without new gloves and more supply coming in. Now, you do have the threat of, Valve eventually releasing more gloves in the future or whatever, which is another reason why I would like the glove case, because even if more gloves do come out, yeah, glove prices might drop a little bit, but again, that glove case is still going to have those amazing fundamentals, and it's not something you're going to have to worry about as much. But it doesn't seem like we're going to be getting new gloves anytime soon. So not only have we not gotten gloves in a long time, which is great for the price of gloves and the glove case and all that, but it also doesn't necessarily seem like we're going to be getting gloves anytime soon. We haven't heard any leaks. We haven't heard any data. We haven't heard any information about gloves coming soon. We have heard about the twin blade knife potentially coming at some point to CS2, which seems like, hey, that could be sooner rather than later. That could be some kind of new case. Obviously, there's been a ton of community sentiment and community expectation and community hope for something like completely new knife finishes, or adding some of the knife finishes to knives that we don't have yet so far, which would be really, really cool and exciting. And also, that Valve likes making money, and they have a big incentive to make money, and we know that those cases that have knives in them as the golds, as opposed to the gloves, are the ones that get unboxed more often. They sell better. They get people excited more. So Valve has all the reasons and all the incentives to make a new gold, like I said, whether it is a new knife completely, or just some new finishes, or even old finishes onto knives that do not have them yet. Valve has a ton of different options, but gloves do kind of seem like the worst of all the options. Now, we know, you do have the armory now, where gloves could get added to the armory at some point. We could get a new case that has gloves in it. Valve has all kind of options, but for right now, it doesn't seem like gloves are necessarily on the immediate horizon, and we haven't gotten them in so long. And there's just all this momentum, so many different variables pushing these glove prices higher and higher and higher. But ultimately, at the end of the day, there are also people out there like Raffle Monster saying, hey, don't want to be that guy, but absurd jumps like this are kind of sketchy and shouldn't be viewed as stuff going up naturally. And he does say, to be absolutely honest, I think this is probably a group of dudes laundering money / dumping crypto. The amount of money you need to push up the market like this means you can probably prop up prices and keep them high. So no, I don't see it correcting. So, this is maybe something to be careful about, maybe something to watch out for. If you are heavily invested in gloves, which again, I don't necessarily recommend, and it's not my strategy to be investing in, I don't invest mostly in individual skins. I don't invest in knives. I don't invest in gloves. I don't invest in stuff like that. I primarily want to be invested in stuff that has diminishing supplies, that has really, really strong fundamentals. And I don't believe overall gloves have the strongest fundamentals. And I believe, it's possible we're in some kind of bubble right now. It's possible they're being price manipulated. But I also think that overall the CS2 community is really negative, really paranoid. When anything happens, the player base goes up, it's bots. Prices go up, it's a pump and dump. Or prices go up, it's price manipulation. It's never just, things naturally happening or whatever. People are always overly skeptical. So I don't know. If you are invested in gloves, congratulations. It does seem like you've been making a ton of money lately. It's a very, very big topic. But still, this is definitely not a time where I would be buying gloves. If I had gloves, I'd probably be looking to sell them at this point. But also, if you have really, really good gloves that you do like and enjoy, and you're like a collector and you're using them as play skins, hey, you're probably going to keep seeing some price appreciation. It's probably going to be pretty nice. You're probably going to have some extra money and value coming in. But also, don't be surprised if we do see, a 20, 30, 40% drop in a lot of these glove prices coming sometime in the next year or so. Because like I said, if you can go up 30, 40, 50% in a day, you can definitely go down 30, 40, 50% in a day as well. That's just the nature of volatility. That's just the nature of the beast. But yes, glove prices have been going absolutely insane lately. It is a very, very interesting topic, but I do think there's some good reasons why it could make sense. There's some good reasons why it could not make sense. But overall, it's just interesting and something you guys should be aware of and looking out for. But that's pretty much it for this video today, guys. Hopefully catch you in the next one. Until then, peace.